Ladies and gentlemen, now today marks 1 month of the free-to-play account WhaleMilker7, and this has been such a fun experience, man. I've really enjoyed it. I think one of the reasons I love the free-to-play account is because I get to do raids and control both of the accounts, so it's just so much fun for making videos, but also on the daily grind it just makes it a lot easier as well. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the free-to-play account, is just having like 2 accounts to do raids with. But we are at 139k CC. Now, the plan at the moment is I'm kind of gearing up or getting ready for a really big move to 170k plus CC, but I've got like this kind of big elaborate plan of saving up SSR gear and kind of gold and everything for the next couple of weeks, because we have the 100-day event coming up fairly soon. So I'm probably going to make a video kind of breaking down the strategy in a little bit more detail, but essentially, because the equipment storage is somewhat limited, I've actually been loading up loads of characters with excess like SSR gear. So if we have a look at you know, various sets and stuff, I've got loads of SSR gear that I farmed, and instead of being in my storage, it's on characters, but obviously it's hidden in usual sight. So my plan is to like save this all up for the 100-day. Hopefully then there's a salvage up event, kind of salvage everything and get loads of 4-star and 5-star awakening gems, so I can get like a full SSR set on all of the main characters, and then start kind of transferring some of that like R gear from the main characters onto the secondary characters, and also start building up the left-hand side SSR on my secondary characters as well. And by secondary characters, I do mean the what is it, association sets and characters there. So yeah, that's really where my head's at with the free-to-play account at the moment. It's kind of looking at the bigger picture and the longer term, and the big picture is get loads of SSR sets and loads of SSR gear, and then we need to look at, you know, grinding out like anvils and re-rolling and getting higher tiers in PvP for all of that fun stuff as well. So yeah, that's kind of the main reason why, if you look across my gear sets, I really haven't built any more R gear than I needed to. I've only got R gear on the right hand side for the main sets, and we haven't gone for the sub ones yet. Let me just hide the the additional what is it, loaded characters there. So yeah, we've just got R gear for the 4 kind of main sets there, and on my association characters I've really just got kind of like good gear rolls, gear that I might upgrade in the future, but really it's just stuff for the base stats. So again, there's a huge amount of bonus stats that I could get via the associations, and also still in terms of the main gear, I've mainly been working SSR stuff on upgrading the belts and also bracelets, because those are where you get, you know, the attack and health, and that's kind of the biggest benefit by far in comparison to defense, because defense, comparatively speaking, you know, it really doesn't do too much. It's nice in certain matchups and scenarios, but like, you know, attack and health are like the things to focus on first if you want the most actual like combat gains and the most actual CC gains. But yeah, that's how some of the main sets are looking. As you can see, like most of the belts are about 3-4 stars there, and the bracelets, this one needs to be upgraded a little bit more. I think this king bracelet could be a little bit better in terms of the base roll, so I think I need to farm like a slightly better one there. We've got like Escanor has the best, the most stacked attack bracelet at the moment. Jericho has a pretty decent one as well, and then finally we've got Hauser's gear. So he's got a little bit of pierce rate, a little bit of attack, but ideally I'd like this to be all pierce rate. But the thing is, having a free-to-play account, man, you know, anvils are very, very hard to get your hands on. And in terms of the right hand side, I haven't been like super particular with a lot of the re-rolls. Like on my main account, I just kept on going and going till like everything on the R gear was like 2.9 to 3%, but that is just like a massive, it's a massive gold sink. It's a lot of gold. And also the plan is when hopefully a salvage up event does come back for the anniversary, we just spend a load of gold in the gear gacha, and then we can get more SSR gear, more anvils, and all sorts of stuff that we can salvage to get more SSR gear upgraded, and kind of you know, put that R gear on a secondary purpose as soon as we possibly can. So that's the reason why I don't want to spend like too much gold on kind of doing secondary sets for the R gear, or being like super pedantic about re-rolling everything, because like that gear in terms of the content at the moment is enough to do like everything I need. It's very, very efficient for auto farming. So yeah, I'm just in this state where we've got gear to do absolutely everything we need to do. It's just like there's nothing I want to make a push for just yet, because especially when it comes to PvP at the moment, when I'm looking at like who I want to upgrade and stuff, the meta is really turbulent. Like Blue Demon Meliodas has definitely shaken a lot up when it comes to geared PvP, and I'm not quite sure yet who's going to be the best team to invest in, because I was kind of thinking like Mono Red a few weeks ago, but Blue Demon Meliodas at the moment just annihilates that team. However, with the release of Red King in the future, he's going to make that team like more viable and come back a bit. So yeah, I'm not really too sure, man. I think I'm going to give it kind of a few weeks and also wait for the bigger upgrades, and at that point where I'm kind of above 160k CC, hopefully after the 100-day anniversary, and fingers crossed there is a gear salvaging event to accompany it, so this plan does actually work, man, so we can get some really, really big gains. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting and seeing when it comes to PvP. Like farming wise, Escanor, man, it's just fantastic for the what I use him for. I use him for the Crimson Demon. Like, he just kind of works for everything. He's kind of like my powerhouse to get through the story. Auto farming, I am using Escanor, Hauser, and also Green Lizhawk at the moment. Again, Escanor, he isn't the best auto farming champion, because he doesn't hit everybody with the abilities, but he hits a single target very, very hard. So that, accompanied with cleaves in certain scenarios, you know, makes him alright for auto farming. Like, he deals a lot of damage, every card's damage. He's okay, man. He's certainly not the best for it, though. But again, my options are somewhat limited when it does come to the free-to-play. I'm thinking about kind of changing him out on the auto farming for maybe Blue Gila and doing a little bit of testing and seeing how that works. But the problem is she's only like 2 out of 6 at the moment, and also her stats are a lot lower, so I don't think she's going to be a better substitute for Escanor for a little bit. But I do want to get her like fully upgraded at some point in the future, because she's a really good association for a lot of different characters. And then we have Red Barn. Don't really use him too much. Deanna's mainly for the King synergy there. The Green Lizhawk is just for farming. The Red Lizhawk is for the Crimson and also the Red Demon occasionally. But sometimes if I'm running with my main account, man, I'll just use like all the units that kind of buff up my main account's Lizhawk, like we did on the video earlier. So sometimes I just don't need to bring her. Then we got Blue Slater as well. I got this guy really early on, but in all honesty, I never use him on my main account, and I really haven't used him at all on my free-to-play. I think I UR'd him for a bit more help in the story at certain points, but yeah, I really don't feel like I've had good value out of Blue Slater in all fairness. And for the moment, the Red Lizhawk kind of does everything he can do, but also better in a variety of different scenarios. So yeah, I wish Blue Slater was a bit more useful across the board, because he's a cool character, man. I like the big sword, but I just find there are always better units in comparison. Gustav, really, really good for the Red Demon, the Knighthood boss as well, which I've started trying to push toward 1,200, although that's really tricky at the moment, because I don't have Gotha yet. We're planning on getting Gotha next week, and that kind of brings me on to Merlin. Merlin was discounted this week in the coin shop for 5 coins, so we brought her for the use of the what is it, Escanor Association, like a crazy overpowered unique as well. And yeah, Merlin's just a top character, man. Very useful for the Grey Demon, because I don't have like the green Liz that heals, so Merlin's shield can be very valuable there. Jericho I've taken up for Big Daddy scores and the Knighthood boss at the moment, and also in ungeared PvP, what I'm climbing with at the moment, I'm kind of like in the middle of the gold bracket. It's Escanor, Jericho, King, and then I don't really have anybody else, so I've just got Hauser on the sub there, but it would be much better if I did have what is it, Arthur, and he was on the sub. But Hauser is just, you know, the god king of auto farming, man. He's just so good for just auto farming anything where you need to hit multiple targets there. Gila, again, is mainly the Hauser Association. Gil Thunder I use as kind of the supporting unit for a lot of the raid bosses I go into and death matches, just due to the fact that I'm very often the lesser geared player, so kind of my role as a lesser geared player is to buff up the more geared player and the more geared units. So yeah, Gil Thunder is just like so good to have for that attack buff, and also good for the knighthood boss because I don't have Helbram yet. Then we got Green Gotha. I used to use this man for the Escanor Association. He's also good for that, like if I want to use Merlin in the team as well. But yeah, right now not really having too much use. And then we've got Green King, obviously for the Grey Demon, absolute MVP. King is just God mode beast for so much stuff, the blue version, using him for PvP at the moment. And then we've got what is it, Deanne. Not really using Deanne too much. I used to use her a fair bit for auto farming before I got Hauser up, but yeah, I'm honestly really not using her too much at the moment, and I don't think I will for a while. So yeah, I just think there are kind of better units than Deanne. Like Deanne Alt Rush is still like pretty decent in PvP in certain compositions. But I don't know, Blue Demon Meliodas, man, he kind of like, you know, makes her a little bit tricky to run at the moment. But I think there will be stuff in the future. Like if Deanne can get off her ult, man, it's just game over. Her ult hits really hard. But yeah, not really too applicable for the free-to-play account at the moment. And then we got the red healer Liz. She's amazing for so much story stuff and all sorts of boss fights and battles, just because having her on that additional slot is just going to heal everybody if they've taken damage that turn. So yeah, that's really nice. Meliodas mainly for the association. You pretty much like forced to rank this guy up when you start playing the game via the hero's journey. But in terms of upgraded characters, we also have Twiggo. Actually, I took up Twiggo just because what is it? I really like his passive for the Crimson Demon. Just makes everybody a little bit more tanky, especially if you're running lifesteal food as well. He's a really cheap to upgrade as well because he's just an R character. So he's just like a quick and easy one to get up to level 60 there. And yeah, I might run some sort of mono red team in the future as well on the free-to-play. So just a bit of an option there. Also got Griamore going up. I got him up for like the Deanne Association, but Red Griamore is really good for the sub-slot in geared PvP at the moment for a lot of like Hauser and Demon Meliodas teams. But yeah, unfortunately we did not get Demon Meliodas, so that does suck a little bit. And then aside from that, there's nobody else that I'm too fussed about upgrading for the moment. Just looking down, yeah, I just don't think there are any characters that I'm worried about investing in as a free-to-play player on WhaleMilker7. So yeah, those are kind of the top characters, the characters I'm using so far. So we've got over 600,000 combat class. And what is it, 31 days playing, and it's been a really good time. It's been very interesting to kind of approach this game like not spending and figure out, you know, what the kind of strategies are for gearing characters and farming. And it's just been a really fun experience, which has really helped kind of enhance and broaden my knowledge of this game and get a solid understanding of, you know, what this game is like to play if you're not spending like thousands and thousands of dollars. So it's definitely like a lot slower when it does come to like trying to get into competitive stuff, especially considering we started like 2 months behind as well. So we're very behind the players, the free-to-play players that started at the release of Global. But I know some of the hardcore free-to-play grinders are kind of around like 175k to 180k now, with the level cap increase that we had the previous week as well. So I think there is a bit of hope for free to play. You know, my main whale account has kind of hit a bit of a ceiling as well, at least until Anvils come out, because I can't really get like many more upgrades on the gear and stuff that I do have at the moment. So, you know, the ceiling is definitely there on Global at the moment, but who knows when it's going to be raised again. Like, it got raised a little bit with level 80, but also we got stuff like UR gear coming in, and also hammers for the training cave, and also I think there is a thing on JP where you can upgrade cosmetics as well and get even more stats out of them. So yeah, there's a few more things coming in which are definitely going to lean toward additional advantages that spenders can get. But the good thing about this game is like everything is available pretty much eventually for free-to-play players to grind out and farm. So free-to-play is always going to be a bit behind spenders because, you know, that's how these games are wired up to be. They want you to open your wallet, spend that money, drop the cash. But so far, I've had a pretty good time, man. It's been a really fun experience, and I think the The roster is coming along nicely. I am excited as well for next week, because it means we can finally get Gotha. He should be on discount next week. We have 2 plat coins at the moment, so I need to do a little bit more farming, get my gems up, summon on the banner again. I think to end this video as well, we'll do one very cheeky little summon on the Blue Demon Meliodas banner. These are literally all my gems right now, man. So true free-to-play gems here. But come on, one summon. Let's go, man. One multi. That's all it's going to take on the free-to-play account. We did a massive summoning, if you missed it, earlier this week. 240 gems on this banner. And we got 2 copies of Death Pierce. This is looking all right, though, man. No crazy animation. We haven't knocked back. Let's go for it, man. Let's go for it. Bro, if it's a friggin' Demon Meliodas right at the end of the 1 month account tour, that would be crazy, boy. That'd be so good. Okay, no flashy SSR text. So, I think it might be a rip there, man. Oh, dude, we really are getting the free-to-play experience, boys. So, yeah, that was, that was rubbish. Oh, that was so bad. But it is what it is. I think, at least on the Melee banner, if we keep on... grinding out, we can probably get to like the next guaranteed SSR pull, maybe. There's still a lot of gems that I can get by pushing a bit further in the story, but yeah, it has been rough, man. It definitely has been a little bit rough, so I definitely know how it feels to get the Fatnet marble shaft on a brand new banner. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's 1 month free to play account tour, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.